music down like the power in my hands. It's lovely to be with you today. How on earth are you? My name is Becky and I don't know about you, but I am ready for some crafting. And that is exactly what this show is about. It is called the Craft Along because if you get some treats lined up, you can craft along live in time with us. I'll tell you what you need shortly. If you've not been involved in Craft Along before, this is a great one to get involved with because we have got some seriously stunning makes from a wonderful craft expert. We're on with the lovely Debbie. Hey up!
Yay! I feel a bit like deja vu this it is, Becky, because this time yesterday, 24 hours ago, we were starting another craft along. So we have got a cracking craft along. I did a nice simple one yesterday, but I thought for today I'm going to make you all work. But let me just tell you, this project is a lot easier than it actually looks. And we're going to do real-time crafting from the very start to the very end. And the decoration pot, let's not worry if we don't get little butterflies and gems stuck on. Bet, I can guarantee you we're going to do this. You'll get all the measurements and everything else to be able to create this piece. Now this piece is using the Create-a-Card and this is exactly what I've created. It's one of the, I am a little bit in love with some different kind of construction and this one is a big statement piece. This is like a real mantelpiece pleaser. And it is our pop-up cube box but extended. I've got a little bit bigger than what I tend to do. But again, Becky, you can see the beautiful cutting design with those centerpiece panels and how beautiful that works. But the lovely thing about this is that it folds absolutely, totally flat. It is a glorious way to use these beautiful dies. Just one of the many ways. I teased you earlier on at the wake-up call that you can use them in different ways, and this is just another take on what you can create. So I'm really looking forward to you all. Get your scoreboards, your guillotines, your scoring tools, get it all ready. Becky is going to go through everything that you need to craft along with us this afternoon.
Absolutely, I am. This is your shopping list of what you're going to need. Now, just as a brief reminder, Rooney, if you do not have exactly the dies, for example, that we've got in that shopping list, it doesn't matter. Use what you have, put your own spin on it. And remember, we LOVE love when you get social, so make sure you do. Let me run through what you're going to need. So, you will need a Create-a-Card die. We're going to be using entwined roses, but it's up to you. We have got the textured cards stock. We've got pastels. You've got your white stamping card, your tri-blend brushes. If you like tri-blends, have a little peek at my mystery bag later. We've also got tacky glue, red liner tape, your scoreboard. I want your guillotine out, some gems, and some butterfly dies if you fancy it. So grab those treats and get them ready and wearing. And don't forget, we love you getting social, so we will give you time where you can send in pictures toward the end. Even if you haven't finished your piece yet, it doesn't matter. We'll have a little nosy of them as they get on. And speaking of crafting along, we are not alone. This has got to be the most sort of amount of ladies on a team at one time. You've got myself, you've got the lovely Debbie, I have got 3 wonderful ladies in the gallery with us, and we've got 2 special guests who are also ladies. Let's say hello first off to them. Hi lovelies, how are you?
Hello.
Hi. We have got the wonderful Susie T in with us and Jenny, both all the way from America. Let's have a little natter to you, Jenny, first. Jenny, it's lovely to see you again. How are you getting on?
I'm doing great, thank you.
You're looking forward to crafting along with us today?
I am very much.
Have you got the exact same dies as us, or are you using something a bit different?
Nope, I have the exact same one, and I think I'm going to use that one.
Perfect. Well, we'll be checking in with you a little bit later. Susie T. Hi, Susie. You all right?
Hi, Miss Becky. I'm good. How are you?
Really good. And I'm even better because I heard that you've got a little sneaky treat for us today, haven't you?
I do.
Am I right in saying it's a giveaway?
It is a giveaway. I love these dies so much. I had already bought them from Crafter's Companion, but when I saw on HSN the auto ships, I had to have them. So I bought them again, and I'm going to give away my duplicates.
Perfect. So you're going to be giving away a set of 4 of these, aren't you, to US only?
Correct.
Wow. What an absolutely lovely giveaway that is, Susie T. Absolutely beautiful, that. Isn't that fabulous?
Lovely, that, isn't it? So if you would like a chance of being in with the chance of winning those 4 dies, there they are, look. Oh, beautifully muzzled, Susie. She's going to be coming for my job soon. Then you have the opportunity. All you have to do is get social. So message us in, let us know what you're crafting, who's making, and we will be picking some winners from that a little bit later on. We will be checking in with Susie and Jenny as the show goes on. Those 2 lovely ladies are going to be crafting along. So we have got so much to make. You know that you're going to want to treat yourself to some goodies to get involved. We've got the Centrepiece Create-a-Card. That's the focus of our demonstrations today. You're going to be getting the 5 of those ones, and these are dies, which are metal dies. They will cut out those finishes time and time again, still giving you security. Should be 50 quid. It's all right, Bex. Don't mind that, I hear you say. But today, you're getting it for a saving of 25% discount, and that is for everybody. If you're platinum or it's your first time ordering, you're getting it for just £29.97 or $38.85, which is a bargain. Normally a tenner each. That's a great deal. If you've got those, check them out whilst you can, and let's get ready and wearing, if we shall, to craft along. Debbie, I'm with you.
Right, so first things first, I need you to get your large guillotine out because we're going to do a little bit of cutting. We're going to cut all the panels. Now, like everybody knows by now, I am a white stamping card addict. And I don't mind admitting it because I do make all my card bases with anything when it's our good quality cardstock. So I'm going to be using white stamping card. However, if I get stuck, I will recap a little bit later on with the measurements. I will also as well do it, if you want, in darker colours so you can actually see it, the difference when we start putting things together. But for the time being, if we're crafting along to create our pop-up cube box base, we need to create our pieces to be able to do this. So that's what we're going to do first. So with that said, we are going to, and grab yourself a pile of white stamping card. I've got mine all here. Pull out your guillotine, extend your leg, ladies and gents, extend the leg, get that out there and lay it flat on your counter, ready to do your first bit of cutting. So we're going to do this in, we're going to do this on the landscape. I always get my landscape and portrait mixed up, this one. I don't know what it is about them. I'm just trying to think of landscape scene.
Yes.
Pop your cardstock onto it. We need to cut this first piece that we're going to cut to 10.5 inches by 7.5 inches. So first things first, arm up, paper in, up to the 10.5 mark, which is here. You can see the 10.5, and that's the bang smack middle line in between the 10 and the 11. Pop that up to the top, and literally, I always say this, but it's just a little bit of housekeeping there, so that you create that perfect cut line. Have that up to the top of the board, and we're going to take that down, and that creates our 10.5 inch base. We're then going to turn it to the portrait way. We're going to lift it up again, but this time we're going to cut this to 7.5. So that's the halfway point and between the 7 and the 8. And we're going to make sure, again, it's pushed right up to the very top. And we are going to cut that piece. So that is one piece at 10.5 inches by 7.5 inches. And we're going to repeat that because we need 2 of these. So pop that to one side, bring another piece of cardstock in, and we're going to repeat those 2 measurements again. 10.5 inches, making sure it's flat up to the top on the 10.5 mark grid on your guillotine, and we're going to chop that down. Then we're going to go onto the portrait side, and we're going to cut that exactly the same at 7.5 inches, push it up to the top, 7.5 inches, hold your finger grip and chop that down. So what you have now got are 2 pieces, and this is going to form that very tall cube that is here. So if I just fold it flat so you can see it, this is going to form the base part of the card. And then we're going to cut the separate pieces as well. But I'm just going to recap, just in case you missed it. We need 2 pieces of white stamping card cut down to 10.5 inches by 7.5 inches. And that's times 2.
Okay.
Pop those to one side. Take another piece of white stamping card. Now, for the pop-up cube parts, and I'm just going to bring this in again to show you, for these 2 pieces here, we need 4 of these measurements that I'm going to show you, because we're making a really big card, a big statement piece here. And we can do this with A4 card, okay? So for this bit, I need you to take your guillotine again, white stamping card. We're going to go to 7.5 inches. And we're going to cut this at 7.5 inches by 3.5. So literally 7.5, snip down, turn it again, and we're going to cut this at 3.5. And the best thing about this, Becky, is we can get 2 of these cubes from this piece of cardstock.
Perfect.
So that is 7.5, just making sure then. Do you know, sometimes look at them and you think, that looks a bit small. But 7.5 centimetres by 3.5. We know we've already got that to 7.5, so we don't have to do that again. We already know that piece is there. We're just going to go to the 3.5 mark. We're going to slice that down. So we've got 2 of them ready, but we want 4 of these. So we're going to repeat that one again. So by that, I'm going to bring in another piece of stamping card. I'm going to take that again to the 7.5 inch mark. And we're going to now snip this at 3.5 inches. Taking that spare piece that's at the side of me, we're going to pop that back on in the portrait mode, and we're going to chop that down to 3.5. Now I'm going to recap all of these pieces. I'm going to move all these extra bits out of the way because we don't need these pieces now. So I'm going to move all those other bits away from me. I'm going to move my guillotine just for a second, Becky. Because when I tell you that that's the only time you're going to use your guillotine, it's the only time you're going to use your guillotine.
Great.
Because this now is, and I'll just bring these all in because I want you to see, to create this pop-up box that we've got here, it is these pieces of cardstock that you've now cut is going to create that. So first things first, we'll go back to that very beginning, and I'll just bring in some dark cardstock to line that underneath so I can show you again. So you are going to cut this to 10.5 inches by 7.5 inches. Not once, but twice, because you need 2 pieces of that 10.5 by 7.5. So we've got 2 pieces of the same side, and that is the largest part, that forms the largest part of the cube. And then this one, if I go back to this one so I can recap on this one, this is 7.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and we're doing that 4 times. So you will end up with, let's do this count. Debbie can't separate them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All the same size. And that is it with our guillotine to create that part.
Perfect.
So I'm going to leave that there, Becky. I want everyone to get these parts cut. 2 pieces, 10.5 by 7.5. 4 pieces by 7.5 by 3.5. This is all in inches that we're doing this in. And there you go. That's going to form the base part of our card. So get yourself cutting. Get yourself with your guillotine and your cardstock. We'll leave it for a few minutes for you to catch up, and then we'll move on to the next stage.
Don't forget, this is the great thing about Craft Along. If you are watching whilst we are live, then that means that you can let us know on social if you need us to slow down, anything repeating, got any questions, just head on over to our socials and let us know on there. And of course, that does include YouTube. So if you are taking part in this or you're watching this going, oh, I wish I had these exact dies, let me tell you, you can purchase them now. And if you save this show and subscribe, then don't forget, you can watch this back at your leisure. So let's treat ourselves to them now, shall we? Because I'm going to give you one of the best savings you can possibly get on this if you purchase the 5 of them as a whole. So let me show you what you're going to be getting. So these ones are your Centrepiece Create-a-Card. And just to let you know what that means, in case you are brand new, this here is your metal die. You'll just run it through one of your machines. I've got a great deal coming up later for you with a junior, so do keep your peepers peeled for that. This one that I'm bringing, Let Love Grow, it reminds me very much of the tree, family tree, photographs on these if you wanted to. Not just got that one, I'm also going to be bringing to you your fairies design here. Now, just to make this really clear, you've got the cut-in edges, of course, but can you see how they remain interlinked? That means that when you create something like this, although it gives you that very unusual for dies this complex, stand alone by themselves. If you would like that. Not only that, but apparently my impression of a unicorn. We have got for, that's new to me as well. We have got for you the landscape version of this one now. I love that you've got that sort of frolicking creature there, this wonderful 3D effect, that midnight sky. Anybody in your family kind of obsessed with the magical and mythical? Yeah, well, this one's for you then. Again, get it by itself if you wish. Save more money when you get it in this bundle though. And in this bundle, I am going to be able to offer you the entwined roses. Now, this is something that we're going to be demoing with shortly, and I will let you know this is unavailable. I'm sorry, if you do want to grab this, the only way to get it is in this collection. It has been really popular individually, and therefore we only have enough left. But that's kind of cool, isn't it? Because let's face it, you are getting the bigger saver with this. You're getting that wonderful intertwining rose. And remember, depending on the color you color these, will depend on their meaning. You know, you've got white for purity, yellow for friendship, etc. So that is a really all year round card. And then last but by no means least, your butterfly meadow. And again, I'm sorry to say this, but it is only available in the collection. But again, you're getting a great discount. You're getting this wonderful kaleidoscope of swirling butterflies in here. And don't forget, not only do these cut out, they've got a wonderful texture to them. And that's because these cut and they emboss as well. So it's one die, multiple jobs. And in this deal today, you are going to be getting all 5 of these, should be a tenner each. Great deal, but today it is just $37.46 or $48.56 for everyone, unless you're brand new or you're platinum, which is where your prices come in there at the bottom. So if you do want to seize the moment, now is definitely your chance. Have you managed to cut all of the treats out that you needed, all of the right sizes? Perfect, because we have got more crafting. Where are we moving to next?
What we're going to do is we're going to do all the scoring now. So this part is the scoring bit. Now, I've been having a little look at some of the comments on Facebook. It seems like everybody looks like they're crafting along and they're keeping up to date. I do notice that there seems to be a few little glitches, but hopefully they fix themselves. And if you do need to hear anything again, please just drop in the comments. Becky will pick that up, or our social superstar. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot who it is again.
Colleen today.
Colleen, oh, lovely Colleen. I love her, she's so lovely. But yeah, so if there's any questions you want to ask, any measurements or anything like that, just jump on there, ask away, and we'll go back over those details for you. So what you need to get now is your scoreboard. Now I'm using my Scoremaster for a change. Normally I bring out the great big one, but I thought, no, do you know what? We can do this on the small one, so that's what we're going to do. So with this said, we now need to form the part of the cube. So we need all the scoring into place. So you're going to place your cardstock on in the portrait way to create this, okay? So pushing it up to the left-hand side. Becky, me and my left and my right.
Oh, way up, I'm the same. I'm exactly the same.
Onto the left-hand side of the board there, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to the left-hand side of the board. Put it up to the edge, so it's not, you know, you get your accurate measurement with this one. But what we are going to do is score this a couple of times. Well, I say a couple of times. Yeah, 2 times. So we're going to get... Oh, Debbie, what have you done with your scoring tool? Becky.
Oh, Debbie.
Oh, Becky, shame on me that I haven't got that bit ready. Right, scoring tool. We are going to score at 3 inches and 7 inches and 10, well, I said 10 inches, but you know, there's not really 10 inches at all, because this one is 7.5 bit. Oof, dear me, Becky, I'm telling you, I've wrote my measurements down here. Don't ask me what I've done that for. Oh, when it measures 7.5. Oh dear, sometimes I have to question the way I think and the way my brain works. But we're going to score this at 3 inches, and you're going to go from the top to the bottom. And again at 7 inches. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. I need a minute to just regroup, because I think I might have put my measurements in the wrong place here. And I don't want anybody. Stop.
Regroup. Stop.
Regroup.
Collaborate.
Just stop.
And listen.
Let me get me next week, because I think. Can I share a little secret? They asked me yesterday for my picture. I gave them the picture, and on the back they said, "What's your materials?" I wrote on my back my materials, handed it in, never got it back. I forgot on the back with my instructions. What a dipstick. And I had to literally make myself one in like a nice solid form, and then quickly write them on there, Becky. So just stop, just pause. Let's just take a minute while Becky has a little look on the socials while I just check out this measurement because I don't trust myself and I don't want anybody making a little boo-boo before we get started.
No.
So just pause for 2 minutes while I regroup myself.
Boo-boo prevention time. Hello, loads of you getting involved. Hiya, Teresa. Saying good morning. I've got Jutta in saying hello. Debbie, Becky and CTV crew from Germany. I tried to craft along today. Yolanda's in from Texas. Hello to you. Elle Wilson on YouTube is saying, I'm excited. It's my first ever craft along. Please do feel free to send us in pictures near the end. Don't worry if you haven't finished it in time. We'd love to see some pictures from you. Pam saying good morning. Hello to you. And Nelia is in saying hello. 7 O's. Lovely ladies and CC team. Lynn is saying very excited. The CTV crew and my crafty friends looking forward to watching this craft along as a few laughs along the way. So that's from Linny. Thank you. Loads. I love your little giggle.
I'm so sorry, but of course we'll have laugh logs of it. It's silly old Debby Robinson.
Love that. So we will be carrying on with those in a little moment or two. Before that, do you fancy a sneak peek of some of the other goodies we've got? Go on then. Let me bring to you first off some of your wonderful glitter card stock. Now the glitter card stock, you're getting 40 sheets of it. If you do want to shop for it, just head on over to our website if you want. We have got the focus at the moment on the Centre Create-a-Card collection. If you do want all 5 of those together, it's the only way you can get the roses and the fairies. So if you do, the butterflies, sorry. So if you do want those, just grab them now whilst you can. We are going to head back on over to Debbie for post-boo-boo prevention.
And I hope you didn't fuck up here at that point, because if you did, cut yourself another. Oh, Becky, I blame this heat. 10.5 by 7.5. Just saying to you at the beginning, didn't I say it's incredibly warm up here in the north? They're a bit unusually warm.
Yeah.
It's quite grey clouds outside. It almost like it's spoiling for a bit of a storm.
It's close.
That's the word.
Close.
That's the word. It's close.
Yeah.
But it's like, whew, it's affecting Debbie's brain today. Right, so I just had to recut myself a piece because I gave you the wrong measurement. Still place it onto your board, portrait way. So you can see now we've got it on the portrait. Wait, I'm just waiting for our lovely Nicola to catch up. There we go. So we've got on our portrait, we're scoring it at 3.5 inches, Becky. 3.5, not the 3.
Okay.
So the 3.5, we are going to score from the top to the bottom. And I do a few little score lines with this. I don't go heavy-handed. I just do gentle score line because it's breaking the fibres of the cardstock. It's not where you're going to get your cracks and your creases. So just a nice little gentle one, not like a down.
Yeah.
Just getting that little sound in there where you
More
go,
of a purr than a roar.
Yes. And then we're going to score at 7 inches. So 3.5 and 7 inches. Okay. So again, top to the bottom. Top to the bottom. And that now is created. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold that over. And we're going to burnish that. So we're going to burnish. Nice burnish crease mark down there. And the same with this one, because this one is the smallest of the, I'm going to say flap, because that's what it is, flap or tab, whatever it is you want to call it. And that bit is going to connect to the other larger piece, because don't forget we've got 2 of these. So we are going to repeat it. I'm going to show you that way so you can see it forming together. That forms part of half of that tall cube, okay? So I'm just going to repeat that again for those of you who perhaps did the Debbie Boo Boo. 3.5 inches and 7 inches. Fold it in and burnish the score line, fold it in, burnish the score line. So it ends up looking like this, you can see there.
Great.
Now we're going to repeat that, Becky, with the other largest part. So we're going to go on the board again, portrait way, and we're going to repeat this again on this larger one at 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches, top to bottom. Nice gentle score lines, not heavy. What was that, what you said again, Becky?
More of a purr, less of a roar.
That's it, more of a purr, less of a roar. I quite like that, Becky. I might have to pinch that.
Feel free.
So 3.5 inches and 7 inches. And again, you're just going to repeat exactly what I just said, where we're going to burnish these score lines. So we're going to turn them into the score line, and we are going to nice burnish. You can do this obviously with your ball tool pen, but if you prefer one of your bone folders, then you can use your bone folder, large or small, dependent on what you prefer to use. So we're going to just score that again, top to the bottom, and that now, and a bit, this is the bit that I'm going to tell you, you're not sticking this together yet. So, but this, and if I just show you, will form the part of your cube. So when we stick this together, but right now, can I just strongly tell you, we are not sticking this down yet. We're going to keep these two pieces, but can I just have a front visual for a moment, please, Nicola, if I can? Thank you very much. That will form the basis of your tall cube that goes in the middle. But again, no sticking. So just pop that to one side, because we're going to then score these ones, and this is going to form our, and this is why you've got 4 pieces. One is going to create one cube of the smaller variety, and this one's going to do the other one. And by that I mean these 2 pieces here. So these two floppy pieces that you can see are formed by these 2 pieces here. Okay, so I'm going to give you the score lines for that one, and then I'm going to recap everything we've just said, okay, so that you've got everything ready. So bringing in the first 2 pieces, this time we are going to go on the landscape way, and get your scoring tool again. And Debbie's under a bit of pressure now, making sure she gets this bit right. 7.5 by 3.5. We're going to score at 3.5 again, and 7. So nothing's changed.
No.
If you've noticed, big or little, it's exactly the same score lines. The only difference being, one is portrait, one is landscape. And again, we're going to just turn that. We're going to burnish. And we're going to turn it in on itself, and we're going to burnish. And that's one part done. Bring in your other one. Again, up to the butt of the board. We're going to score at 3.5. And if you can't see, you don't have to have it right down there, Becky. I'm just trying to do this at camera angle. But you can pop it up to the top of your board. 3.5 and 7. Exactly the same score lines. And you're going to repeat that on your other 2 pieces as well. So I'm folding my into the score line, so you get that perfect burnish. You've got 2 of those ready, and again, when this is all stuck together, it's going to form the basis of one of your cubes. Okay, so we're going to pop that to one side. We're going to bring in the other 2, and we're going to repeat exactly the same measurements. We're going to do it at 3.5 inches, and please remember, up to the butt of the board, so you get the accurate score measurement. And if you don't, and you have it a little bit away, it's going to make a difference, I promise you. And then 7. So again, fold it in, burnish, fold it in, and burnish. And then again, with the last piece, we're going to do exactly the same measurements again, up to the butt of the board, 3.5 inches and 7 inches, scoring it in, burnish, scoring it in on itself and burnishing that line. And again, that now has formed the second cube, but again, please do not stick anything together. And I'm just going to recap all those score lines for you, just so you've got those measured in place. So for your 2 largest pieces, you are going to pop it onto your scoreboard in the portrait mode, and you're scoring it at 3.5 inches and 7 inches, and that creates that little tab flap that's going to stick your cube together. Burnish all of those pieces, do that twice for your largest one, so again repeat that with the large one, into the 3.5 groove and the 7-inch groove, burnish, and that creates the, I'll just pop that the right way around, Debbie. Oh, flap to flap, girl, flap to flap, there we go, that's it, there we are. Pop that like that, that creates your form of your tallest cube. And then the small ones on all 4 pieces, this time landscape onto your board. And 7 inches. This will form, you've got 1, 2, click anything down because we show which are our view all the time. Move on to any repeats the measurements, just
so many goodies up on the show for you. More treasures to. Now you will know if you are like Instagram pops up, your face is just sort of glued to your screen. A lot of the time it's personalization. It has been one of the biggest trends of the last few years, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to now to really personalize. This is an Eclipse alphabet collection, and you're getting 27 elements in here because you've got the full alphabet and you've got the ampersand as well. I love. Has anyone else ever sort of interesting? Yeah. What we've got there, sort of a drop shadow effect. With these ones today, you sell the whole. Not with us. You can pick which one you $29 or $24.95, unless you're brand new or it's platinum. As well, I know. £16. That is those ones if you do, whether it's for people's name or location of birth, etc. It's a great one there. So do feel free to seize the moment on that whilst you have the opportunity. We have also got the chance for you to add a little extra je ne sais quoi. I'm about to bring to you before. Do you like pearlescence in designs? If so, metallic, you are going to be, and the extra, you've got one nib which is your smaller structure, and then you've got one which is more of a brush type nib. Of colours, we went through them this morning. So in these ones from this one here, you're getting your rose quartz or pink quartz. You're also getting your red garnet, January's birthstone. We have got your green citrine or prasiolite, if you will. We've got your green jade as well. Blue topaz, that's a real pop of a punch. And you're getting your amethyst in there as well. Then I've got your proper metallics. And what I mean by this is sort of your more metal colours, your precious metals. I've got your gold, I've got your gold nugget, your burnished copper, I've got antique bronze, pewter, silver ingot as well. And I have got one other pack, but I'm going to be honest, it has gone walkies. But it is all of the other colours as well, you know, your more traditional metallics. So you're getting 3 packs of these. That's 18 pens in total. And just to give you an idea of some more of the colours, there you go, you can see them there. So all 3 packs today. Now I will just remind you again, you know, you are looking at something which is just shy of £36 or you know, $52 nearly. But today that is an on-air discount. So it's all of these colours, 18 of them in total. And we've also got this selection of colours for you, which is the pack that we're missing. There it is. So that's the pack that you're missing as well. Not only have we got that, but if you are a bit of a shimmer lover, let me stock you up on one of our most used luxury elements. I'm about to bring to you 310 GSM of cardstock. Now, if you do not know what I mean by that, it's to do with the thickness of the card. This is thick and professional, but you can be brand new still to use it. When we talk about our Centura Pearl, we are talking about something which is pure plain, smooth white on the back, and then has the most captivating iridescence. Oh, can you see that? Whoa! It's absolutely stunning. So let me go through your colours that we're bringing you. This is your platinum. You're getting 10 sheets in here. Then I'm bringing to you your pumpkin. Now let me just take this out of the way for you. You see that lovely pumpkin colour? It's almost like a sort of a toffee colour as well, isn't it? Let me just show you what I mean about the iridescence. Oh, that iridescence like the orient of a pearl. It is. It's going to give you a real high-end look, isn't it? Do you know what these always remind me of? Posh cards. You know when you go into your local shops and they've got the normal card section and the posh ones, that's what these are like. As well as that one, I've got your canary, I've got your cherry, I've also got your mint, your baby pink, and I've got one of my favourites, your lilac. And again, all of them with that great quality, 10 in each. So all of these different colours, that's 90 in total that you're getting here. 90 different sheets that you can use over and over and over again. Today, we're bringing it to you for just £20 or $28, or you can get it on platinum, $16.60 or $22.40. There's a significant amount here for you. So who's caught up with our craft along? Jenny, how are you getting on with yours?
I've got everything ready to go. I think we're ready to do the next step.
Perfect. That sounds wonderful. Loads of people are getting social, probably hoping that they can win the lovely Susie's giveaway. We're having a few little technical issues. We'll catch up with Susie and Jenny in a short while. Before that, though, who fancies carrying on crafting along? Let's do it. Where are we up to next, Debbie?
Right, so we've got all the pieces of the cubes cut out. We'll do the inside panels towards the end, but what we're going to do is start to use these gorgeous centerpiece dies. Now, if you have got any one of the designs already that are in the portrait mode, by that I mean, and I'll just show you with mine, because I've used the entwined roses for this one, but you can use these as long as it is the portrait method. It'll work perfectly with the cube. Now, if you were doing one of the, do you know, the Enchanted Forest, Becky, it probably wouldn't work so well on there because it'd be going sideways. It's
sideways, isn't it?
Yeah. So because this is an upright one, I want to create this lovely upright feature. So I've taken the entwined roses. I can't wait to see what everybody else is going to be doing, because obviously I've chosen this one. It's a lovely floral one. The butterfly one would look absolutely exquisite with it as well. All of those that are in this portrait mode, they're going to look really perfect. But what we're going to do is now, we're going to do a little bit of die cutting with this, Becky, okay?
Great.
So what I'm going to do is line, just take one of the pieces, because the other two, if you think about this can be the back part, okay? So when we line this up, we'll have got two pieces cut out. If you want to be able to do it one-on-one, you can absolutely do that if that's what you want. But this bit's the choice bit. You can either do one piece onto there and then move across to that side. It's not going to affect the fold. And by that I mean, you've got no effect on there when you're folding it in. Can you see what I mean, Becky?
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. So I am going to place it into position. Now, this part of the bottom cube is going to be covered up with our smaller cubes. And to centralise it, to get it into the place, by that I mean to get that into that proper place, if I just fold that down for a second, you can see what I mean by this panel. Oh, everything's dropping today, Becky. I've got things blowing and flying everywhere.
We all have them days.
But what I'm going to do is about ½ inch from the top, and again centralise it in between your first score line to the end part. You're going to centralise that. Now, looking at that, to make it easy for yourself, you want to make this easier on yourself, tuck all these pieces in, and this is just one way that you can do it to centralise it, but obviously you're not going to die cut through that. You want to do it in separate stages. But pop that on, that just helps you centralise it visually, because when it's spread out, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to see when you've got your half score. So for me though, I'm not too bad at getting it right. I'm just going to make sure I've got my die the right way around. Yes, you have, Debbie. Just popping that on about ½ inch from the top. We're going to line that up. You're going to need low tack tape for this. Ooh. And I would say definitely have about 4 pieces, because this is a pretty big die, Becky, this one.
Yeah. And I will
They're
just
a nice
remind
size.
you, we've got summer low tack tape on offer at the moment. Get 3 for price of 2. If you do want to grab them, have a little look on the Cartload show and shop ahead.
Yeah, so because I don't want mine moving, I'm actually putting down my 4 pieces of low tack tape. I've got my large Gemini, okay? So I'm going to pop that onto there. If you were using your Gemini Junior, of course, if you think about your Gemini Junior size, it will fit on there. You will be able to fit that on. You might just have to tuck that little bit underneath, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
But absolutely, if you've got your larger Gemini, pop it on there, spread it all out, and then we're going to die cut. So this is the die cutting part. We're going to place it on thin metal die. I always cut down into mine, cutting down into the cardstock, held it in place with low tack tape. I'm popping on my plastic shim or the frosty shim, magnetic shim, and then the other cutting plate on the top. And then we're going to run that through the Gemini. So pop that through the Gemini, let the Gemini do all the hard work for you. And that's going to cut out this beautiful design. There are elements to these dies that have got a really lovely embossed detail. If you caught the Wake Up show this morning, Wake Up show,
Wake Up Call?
show, get it in a name. Wake Up Call, you will have seen me use the butterfly one, which has got that beautiful embossing detail to it. And you can do that with this one. You can, if you want now, emboss that. And it just brings out and enhances all those extra pieces. But it depends on the look that you're going for. I'm not worrying too much with this one because it's got a lovely design on there that we're going to colour. Becky, we're going to colour it in. However, to get your your maximum effect, you can do the embossing detail. But for this craft along, we don't need to because we are colouring in our lovely rose design in a moment. We'll be doing all that. But first things first, we are going to get all the die cut pieces out. So all I'm doing is taking that off, pulling that off, there we go. And then literally, give that a little tap or a clean or a poke, get all your pieces out. And then we have got that element done now of your base of your cube, okay? Now I'm going to repeat it onto this side. I did say there's nothing to stop you if you wanted to have it on the other side, but and another thing as well, Becky, I'm just thinking ahead here, if you didn't want to do the inside bit, you could have this on all 4 sides. That would look gorgeous. A proper see-through cube would look absolutely gorgeous. So that's just a little idea on what you can do. But again, I'm not going for that look. The look I'm going to stick with the look that I've got for the craft along, and we're going to do exactly the same. So you can see now we're about even there, Becky. And again, I'm just going to low tack tape down into place on both sides. If you wanted to be precise, absolutely, get your ruler and your pencil and mark it down to about 1/2 inch down from the top, then place your die on. I'm usually not too bad by eye. Sometimes it can go a bit skew with. However, I'm not going to worry. I think it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. But again, we're just going to run that through the Gemini. There we go. We're going to run that through there. That machine's going to do all the hard work for you. And you're going to just reap the rewards, I like to say, because I love it, the fact that I don't have to do any hand cranking or anything like that. And also I'm going to say is, if you tune into Cartload later on tonight, we might have something. Well, I bet they could go and check it out, couldn't they, Becky, already?
Aye. Yeah.
I think they could go and check that out already and go and see what we've got on offer for you tonight. And it's worth taking a look. Right, so I'm just going to lift that off again, Becky. Pop that off. And there we've got our piece done. And I say our piece, this is the die cutting bit. This is the bit that we're going to repeat a few times onto various parts of the cube. So let me just take off my extra little pieces. There we go. Let's just clean the die. And then what we've got now, if I just take a look at this, I'm just cleaning my die, Becky, I won't be a minute.
No problem.
I'm a little bit, I've got to have all the bits out. Oh, look, I can see them all, but I've just got to, I'm not happy unless I've got all my pieces out. And normally when you find, you come here and you're borrowing the dies and things like that and you see pieces in, I just think, no, get them cleaned. I like to clean my die. When I've left it for someone to use, I like to clean it.
Yeah.
But what we've got now, Becky, is, and I'm just going to drop all my little pieces down, but now what you've got is your 2 elements ready for us to colour in. But that creates that first form of the box.
Yes.
And that bit is now die cut. Like I said, if you want to take it to a next level, you can do the same with these 2 and create an all way round beautiful see-through panel, which I think would look absolutely beautiful. However, the look I'm going for is where I've got a little bit of cardstock underneath. I've kept the two solid backs absolutely plain, but what we've done is created the two elements here, the two window elements. I've just pulled that down for a second. Two window elements ready for us to give a nice colour in with your inks, with your pens, or anything you want to do, depending on your colour scheme. I've gone pastels, Becky.
Yeah,
I've gone
lovely.
pastels. But what I'm just going to do now is just poke out all my little pieces that I can see hanging in there, and then we're going to repeat that onto the smaller pieces. And again, let me just make sure I've got all those. Yeah, I think I've got them all out, apart from that one. Let's get that little bit out. Come on, you little pesky bit. Let's get poker tool in there. There we are, all done. So that is the first part of our box done. Keep that one blank, and then we are going to move on to these smaller pieces. And for this one, you're only going to do this twice, because these two pieces are going to create the solid part of the cube. So keep two plain and two to die cut. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the tabs are up at the top, but what you're going to do is then place the die, and again, to help yourself, just tuck in that little top, but don't cut through it. Tuck them in when you're lining them up so that you can get that centralised into, and again, it's just a little bit about just about half an inch in. But all I'm going to do is die cut these now, and I'm going to take that, hold it down with some low tack tape. Let's just move that across there for a bit. That looks about right. And then we're going to run this through the machine as well. And that will create a nice even piece cut, die cut piece. I know you don't look at it at the moment, but that's because the flap's there. So when you turn that over, you can see now that looks centralised.
Yes.
Yep, okay. Open that up, because you don't want to be die cutting into it. Just make sure my low tack tape doesn't move anything. Whew, that would be lethal. And run that in through your machine as well. And we're going to put that in. And then you're going to take your second piece, and we're going to repeat that process for the second time, and that then will be all the die cutting parts done, apart from the little embellishments that we'll get to a little bit later on, because we're doing well. Got a nice pace going here. I think we're going to crack this. Really, I think this might be a first for me. I might even get more than one demo in. But I know, look at me, big talk there. But we are going to, you see I had loads planned yesterday, Becky.
Yeah.
Loads planned. If anybody caught the show yesterday, gave my mum a new age.
Oh yes, you mentioned
Yeah, I
this.
gave her a new age. Because
You
we
aged
were doing
her
the
down,
cutting
didn't
numbers.
you?
Yeah, I'd aged her down.
Which
I think
is
she'll be
better.
ever thankful for me aging her down. But yeah, I said she was 63 instead of 73, but bless her. But there you go. And I mean, look at the quality of the die. It's die cut it all out perfectly. But what that does is create that little basis, and I'll bring in the plain one so you can see when you pop that together. And the reason it's only an 1/2 inch tab is because it fits perfectly on, so it doesn't destroy the design when you pop it on together, and that creates that lovely decorative part there, so you can see that's how it creates. So again, like I said, we'll just do this, and then we'll have plenty of time to catch up, because I have a little bit of a mini break in between so that you can all catch up with your die cutting pieces. But what I'm just going to do, Leanne's not watching this, shish, fine, she never noticed, it is loud, sorry, I do apologise. Producer Georgina and Nicola in the gallery today. We were saying it were an all-female team, but you know what? We forgot. There's John in the building. It isn't an all-female team.
Oh, yeah.
It's Becky over there presenting. It's myself being the craft expert. We've got Julia looking after all the library and everything else, and running around looking after us all. And we've got producer Georgina, and we've got Nicola, who's doing all the camera angles and everything. And we're going, yay, all girl team. John. Whoops. We completely forgot. But he's an honorary girl today, into Becky. He's an honorary girl.
Oh, yes.
He won't mind. And he's the one that's supplying us with coffees, isn't he? Fabulous young man that he is. Now, what I'm going to do is, again, I'm just turn that flap over just for the time being to get this centralised. And again, when you think about where you're placing your die, just make sure, because you don't want it to be off a little bit, because it'll look a bit daft off centre. So what I'm going to do is just place my tape on, and I'm going to hold that into place. Again, all 4 sides, just so nothing moves when it's going through the machine. I think my little tape's there. But again, don't forget, put that out before you actually run it through the before you run it through your machine. Now these pieces, these small pieces, would fit through your Gemini MIDI, and also your Gemini Junior. The larger panel, like I said, you would have to do a little bit of twisting to get that onto place, especially with the larger piece of cardstock, but it is achievable. It is achievable. So if you've got a Gemini Junior, don't fret, you can do this as well. You just need to manipulate the cardstock slightly and turn it to the side. However, Gemini Junior, Gemini Midi, large Gemini, and of course the beast itself, which I think I spotted in the background with Jenny. Do you know the lovely Jenny with the gorgeous purple hair? I love her hair, it's beautiful.
It's fab, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure in the background I saw the Gemini Pro. We'll have to ask her next time we tune in with her.
I know she
Yeah,
does have it. I know she does.
Right, so all you do now is again just take that tape off. And I'm going to be careful taking it off because Debbie's like a band-aid. And I always tell people, you peel it towards you. But what does Debbie do when she's live on air?
Peel it
She just
any
rips it all
direction.
off. Yeah, any direction. But the best way to get your low-tack tape off is, of course, to peel it upwards and pull it towards you. So you pull it this way. Not like Debbie just did and realised she got a little faux pas then because I've ripped a little bit in the cardstock. That's what will happen. So do as I say and not as I do. Always a good thing, apart from when it comes to the craft along, because I tend to get them right. Bar a measurement or two at the very beginning, but you'll forgive me.
Of course.
And then literally, let's take that last little piece out. It's always that last little bit, isn't it? Let's just get that little piece out. And then you've got the next part, and I'll bring that plain one back in again. When you're piecing these together, you've now got the form of your other cube as well. And I'm just going to place that down. So there you go. That is all the die cutting that you're going to be doing for now. So I'm going to bring in all the pieces so you can recap. So we have got, out of the the 2 pieces of the larger one, we have die cut twice into one panel and kept one panel blank. So by that, you can see there, 2 cut through, 1 blank.
Great.
So that's those 2 pieces. And then on the 4 pieces, we have got 2 cut through and we've got 2 blank. And that is the stage where you should be at. Anybody wants any recap before we go any further, please drop in the comments and we'll recap anything. But for now, Becky, we're going to have a little bit of a breather for everyone to catch up.
Perfect. So whilst you're catching up, do not forget, if you do want to get and let us know any questions, do feel free on social. For you now, I am going to quickly recap the main selection that we've got in these centerpieces. So today you have got this huge set of centerpieces. We have got 5 of them total, and they can be purchased individually in some instances. Some, however, sold out by themselves. So I have got for you a beautiful woodland scene. This one here, again, you've got that beautiful detail where you have these intertwining, growing detail and effects. And actually, it was Joanne said earlier on that this would look really cool with the trees as a centerpiece for a Halloween design. I think that's a great idea. So as well as that one, you're going to be also treating yourself to the fairy design. This one has got embossing on it again, so you've got embossing in the wings. You've also got it on the toadstool as well. So what that means is there's a slight raising in sections, so it gives you that finished detail. Not just that, I'm bringing to you your magical unicorn with that crescent moon in detail. On this one, the embossing comes mainly in the form of the trees. So what you've got in here is this beautiful textured detail, which is almost like knots on a tree, a little bit like lianas growing up. It's wonderful design. Then I'm bringing to you the one that we're working with today, those roses. And again, just as a reminder, they do there is no acetate in here for added strength. It's strong enough as is with that design, which again goes to show just sort of the ingenuity that we have with some of our dies. It's fabulous. Then I'm bringing to you your butterflies. I want to remind you, the butterflies and the enchanted roses, if you want them, you can only purchase them in this bundle on your screen. The others you can grab individually, but these 2, if you love these 2 as much as we do, it's only in the bundle. But of course you are making a massive save in there, aren't you? So it's a great one for you to seize the moment on. All 5 of those on today, just $37.46 or $48.56. And I think that is really special because they are truly all year round. speaking of all year round, if you're anything like me and you are one of those crafters who could use a little bit of a hand when it comes to keeping things nice, neat and tidy. I've always been a little bit of a sort of messy person. I am one of those people who as a child had a floor drobe. You heard of that? Yeah, a floor drobe where you have your clothes and opposed to putting them in the wardrobe, they just go on the floor, yeah? I'm a little bit like that with my crafting stuff, I have to be honest. The only way I can keep myself organised is by purchasing things like this. It is totally Tiffany 5x7 fab file with magnetic sheets. So this is how it looks when it is popped out. You will get it nice and flat in a pack like this. It's super easy to pop up. As you can see, you're looking at your 5 inches by 7 inches, and it's got to be a good 4 inches in depth, so you can get loads in here. In this collection, we are going to be bringing to you your magnetic sheets. So the magnetic sheets look like this, and they kind of do what they say on the tin in the fact that they are magnetic. So let me just pop this open for you and give you an example of one of these sheets. So you will get your magnetic sheets, and just to show you here, this is what they look like, magnetized, of course, all the way throughout. And the wonderful thing about this is if you happen to have, oh, I don't know, some dies, such as this, they will very simply attach to your magnetic piece. Now that means that they're not going to be falling off. You can get multiples on here and you're going to keep them nice and safe. Speaking of nice and safe, let me also bring to you the opportunity to get the storage cards themselves. Now these ones, you're going to be getting the cards that have the tabs at the top, so it's really easy to label, see them, organise them. And with this one, what you get is a double-sided stick that you can use time and time again. So you'll take that back, pop those dies on, place them in. You can get this pack and the previous pack to go into these ones. And what it means is it's going to keep your elements safe. It means that you're less likely to lose them. And this really is one of those items that could, although you're spending money, it can actually save you money, because it's protecting things that you already have. So we're bringing to you £10 as a normal price. I'm happy with that if it saves me, you know, breaking a die. But today it's just £7.50 or $9.50, or unless of course you're platinum, when it's even better value for money. Let's have a little nosy how our special guests are getting on. Hello to you. How are you getting on, Jenny?
Doing great. Got everything ready to go for the next step.
Perfect, I love it. Susie, how are you getting on? Where are you up to?
I'm doing well. I'm cutting some butterflies for the decoration part. I'm ready to go too.
Perfect. Are you going to, Susie, are you using the exact same dies that lovely Debbie is, or have you got your own twist on it?
I'm not. I'm trying to do the fairies and see how that turns out.
Great, great. That's always lovely to see. It's always wonderful to be able to see that. Jenny, you said before you're following this, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to use the roses. That's what I've got cut already.
Have you got any colours picked out for these yet, Jenny?
I'll let you guess. What color do you think I'm going to use?
Everyone at home's going, purple! Oh, that's wonderful. Yep. That's brilliant. I spy behind you earlier on, Jenny. You've got the largest pro, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
And do you love it?
I do. I actually used it with these dies to make a scrapbook page.
Oh, fab.
And I did the roses, so I just did a side border. I just doubled it up and cut it twice.
That's brilliant. Yeah, we could tell that you had the pro, because as soon as it was mentioned, your face lit up. There are so many people getting involved on social. Don't forget, lovely Susie, you've got a giveaway for us today, haven't you?
I do. Our superstar social media person, Colleen, is going to pick a winner.
So if you do want the chance to win 4 wonderful dies, then you can get commenting. You have to be in the US, but we will. These are the 4. Oh, look at Susie. Oh, it's like the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, lovely Susie there. You have the chance of winning them. All you have to do is get social.
I did it upside down.
That's all right.
It's the centerpiece dies, either way.
Perfect. So we have got all of that on the way. Get social. We are going to give you a minute or 2 to catch up with us. Maybe make yourself a brew. Whilst you do, have a little look at how to get involved with the club and more.
Hi, I'm Sarah from TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easy to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
It is so worth signing up to that club because it is that quick and easy to do. It really truly is. All you basically have to do is type in your email address and pick a password and that's it. So it's well worth doing because it saves you money. We are here live at CTV. How are you? My name's Bex. It's really nice to be with you today. We are doing a craft along with our fabulous centerpieces. We are currently working with, I forgot to say, this just in. We have got 19, not percent, not 19 times, not 19 yards, 19 full stop, exclamation mark. Why you do it that way round, I've no idea. But we have got 19 left of that bundle that's on your screen. So that is literally 19 opportunities to get the butterflies or 19 opportunities to get the roses because you can only get them in the bundle. So what you want to treat yourself to is this wonderful deal on screen. Add it to your basket, check it out, jobs are good and sit back, relax, save the show. It will be delivered to you in a few days and then at your leisure, make yourself a little craft area, sit down and craft along with us then. But as I said, 19 available opportunities and that's it. So if you do fancy it, I just wanted to give you the heads up because I wouldn't want you to miss out. Should we carry on with that craft along? Twist our arm. Debbie, what are we up to next?
Right, so I did say no sticking together, no sticky. You just make life difficult for yourself. So lay off the tape, lay off the pens, just because what we're going to do now is the colouring bit. And you can do colouring with this, and I love our tri-blend brush pens. We've got some tri-blends here as well. Any alcohol colour markering you can do this with. However, if you want to do what I call, not an easy streak, but you can use the water reactive ink pads where you can just literally shade around them or use them as a paint. If you haven't got any of the tri-blend markers, you could possibly use some of the colours. And again, this is down to the colour theme that you're going to go with. Now, because I've chosen from the pastels paper pad, I've chosen pink. I'm going all pink again. If you're choosing something that's going to be, and this is going to sit behind the back of the cube, if you're going to be choosing a colour, make sure that the colour blends in with the, it just ties it all nicely together and it makes it look really pleasing on the eye. And by that I mean, because obviously we're going pink for myself, already Jenny's hinted that she's going maybe a colour not not dissimilar to her hair, but choose your colours wisely when it comes to this. It just gives it an overall lovely feel when you complement colours. So if you are choosing to use water reactive inks and paint with them, all you need to do is pop a little bit onto your mat, pick it up with a water brush and then colour away. But I am using our tri-blend brush markers. So this little bit might get a little bit lengthy, but you can colour at your own pace. This is not a marathon, it's a...
No, it is a marathon,
it's
not a sprint. Yeah.
I knew I'd get it wrong way around. This is not a sprint, this is a marathon. Take your time, like with any marathon runners, some whoosh, straight past that finishing line, others take a little bit of time. There's no rush. This craft along, you've got all the basis of how you're cutting out your measurements and everything else. This is the nice, easy piece of the crafting. So get your brushes. I've chosen tri-blend brushes for mine, so I've picked up pale pink blend, I've chosen dull green blend, and I've chosen light green blend because I'm having some different colours on here, from my roses to my petals. I've chosen a dark colour cardstock to put underneath it, and this is the reason why I say do this bit before you put together, because if you put it together it's going to be really hard to colour it in without getting it anywhere or slipping bits of paper underneath to try and stop it from catching anywhere. So make your life easy, do this before you construct. So I'm just going to take my brush pens, and the reason I've chosen the brush pens for this is because you can get a really nice coverage. These are our 3-in-1 pen blend colour pens from the same family of colour, just in different shades of light, medium and dark, and this is when you can really start to build up. But again, you're going to cover quite a lot of area when you're using these, and the reason I've popped a little bit of scrap paper underneath for you to see is it's a bit of blotting paper. If you want to make life easy so you're not catching onto the side, because this is the bit that stays connected into the cardstock, if you want to make life a bit easier, pop a little bit of low tack tape down the side up to the edge, and then you can colour freely and remove it afterwards. But I am just literally going straight in there, and I'm going to build up my colours again because I've got my 3 shades in there, but I'm just going to literally just have a play. Have a little play, Becky, that's the best bit, have a play. And then again, choose your colours to build up the image required, so to speak. So I'm going to carry on doing this, Becky, and I might choose the darker one for this one. Let's go in a bit dark. Let's bring it out a little bit. But literally, all you're going to do is colour and think about where your image is. So I know that there is my leaves, but this is still part of my rose. And the same there, I think we'll go up there with me, rosebud, let's go in there. And then, and like I said, lovely reason why I did choose the tri-blend brush markers is this flexible nib, which means you can get into the nooks and crannies, but you can also lay down a lot of colour in any one shape or form. And of course you could be colouring these in with lots of other mediums as well, not just these pens. This is just my chosen colour that I've gone with, Becky, for this.
Fab.
Absolutely, it's just beautiful, isn't it? They're just gorgeous. So let me go in with another colour, and I'm mixing up between the two to create a little bit of a texture here. So I'm just literally laying down between my tri-blends to my brush pens because we can. They work together lovely. And you can start to build up a little bit of dimension and shade there as well. In fact, I'm going to make that a bit darker, Becky. I'm not happy with the pale set. I'm going to go in with a little bit darker.
But this is the great thing. You have the option to do that, don't you?
You do indeed. Indeed you do, Becky. Yes, absolutely. So, and then this is going to be repeated on all of these designs. Now, like I said, it isn't a sprint. It's the marathon.
That's right.
I'm looking at Becky then. Becky,
that's
Becky,
right.
Have I got it right way around? Have I got it right way around? But again, let's go in with this colour. But this is the fun element, and literally the easy part, what I consider to be the easy part, because the relaxing part, and you can just colour to your heart's content. And of course, if you really want to be arty, you could use your pens to the full, the full maximum work, and you could be using your colour blend pencils, like our lovely Sam chose yesterday. You could be colouring these up, adding your alcohol markers to create some extra texture and things like that. But I'm quite happy with where that's going now.
Beautiful.
And then, and do you know what? Easy bit. It's the easy bit, Bex.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You don't mind me calling you Bex, do you?
No, I don't at all.
That's all right. I'm just laying down, shortening your name without even asking you.
No,
Look
see, I
at
don't
me.
mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that at all as a shortened name. Sometimes I answer to Rachel as well.
Rachel? Why do you answer to Rachel?
It's my sister's name, and my mum gets confused and calls me it sometimes.
Do you know, I had this conversation with Ben yesterday. I drive my kids mad, Becky.
Do you? Getting them confused?
They go mad with me. Yeah, because I've got two daughters. One's called Tanya, and one's called Natasha, but she doesn't like the name Natasha, so we've called her Tasha since she was a baby.
Right.
So Tanya and Tasha, bit difficult.
Yeah.
Especially with Debbie's brain, how it works. And then there's my son Liam. He's the middle child, so he's my second one.
Right.
And Liam, and well, I do drive him mad when I call it, because I mean, you'd think that I'd be able to get it right with him because he's the only boy that I've got.
You'd think so, but I'm presuming.
No. I've called him Tanya. I've gone through all names, Tanya, Tasha, before I get to him.
Yeah.
I've even been known to call him Millie before, which was my little dog.
Yeah.
I try, honestly, I know I could hear you saying, what, I'm here, but honestly, trying to get my names out, shocking.
Yeah.
And thank goodness for mum and dad, because you can't go wrong with that.
No, that's true. That is a good one.
But yeah, it's one of the pet hates, and they'll go, Mum, I am Tanya, or Mum, I am Tasha. But I can't help it, Becky.
No.
I try and blame the old grey matter, but since I've been doing that since they were wee girls,
I was going to say, it doesn't fly as much, does it?
Exactly, yeah. Doesn't quite cut it. Now, this is for me the bit that I love doing, because I do love a spot of colouring. But like I said, it isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. Take your time. If you want to add all those lovely effects where you've got your shading, you absolutely can. I always think when I'm doing these, I think of the person that I'm going to give it to. So if I know that they'd appreciate the time and work, they'll get the time and work. if I think they don't,
then you won't bother.
I won't bother now. I'll just slap it all on. But you can see now that's all
lovely.
coming together.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to repeat that, Becky. We're going to do that with all of the ones that have got this design on.
Beautiful.
But there is other ways as well. You could simply die cut these pieces with pastel colours and just paper piece over the top.
Nice.
Depending on the effort that you want to go to, okay? So this is a choice now. I've given you the design and how to put it together. The next bit is down to you. How do you want to colour it in? How do you want to create it? So there we go, Becky. I'm going to carry on doing that.
Whilst you're carrying on,
things like that.
I'll bring you some treats, shall I?
Oh, yes,
because
please.
we're talking about colouring in. Let me bring to you some metallic markers. If you haven't seen these before, they are beautiful. I'm bringing to you 3 packs of 6 together, okay? So these metallic markers, you're going to be getting a selection of your different colours. In this one, you are going to be getting your antique pearl, which is a purpley hue. It's almost like a Tahitian pearl colour. You've also got your vintage satin red. You've got the tarnished silver, a dark deep hue. You've got your rose gold colour. You've got your copper, and you've got your ancient bronze in that one as well. Then I'm bringing to you your metallics in the rare minerals. And what I'll do actually, just because we're colouring in, aren't we? Let me grab some out for you, just to show you them, how they come out. So you're getting them in the pack here. What I love is you're getting a little booklet in here just to explain to you about the different sort of hues and how you can use them different ways. So that's always dead handy. Hey up, Debbie's
well, I took them from this morning, Becky.
You're a good egg, you. I always say this, she's a good egg. Yes, so you're getting all of these different hues, and just want to show you, this is us using it on black. You can use this on pretty much anything. Can you use it on metal? Yes. Can you use it on glass? You want to bet your bottom dollar. Can I use it on acetate? Yup. You can use it on wood, you can use it on white card, you can use it on, pick a colour. You can use it on that colour card. It is that simple. We have got for you these different hues, and as you can see, it's not just the colours, it's the metallic element to them as well. So as the light catches, can you see you've got that lovely metallic element, and it lasts and lasts and lasts. So these are your precious metals. Pick your favourite. Which one? Tell me when to stop. Bing, 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 bing. It's gold plate for Georgina. It's burnished copper. John, what's your favourite colour on this one? Pewter. I like the way you said that, John. Oh gosh, I didn't know it had so much pew in it. But yes, pewter. Thank you, John. Not just got that, I've got these colours as well, which are the antique elements, as I showed you earlier. And then I've got for you the rare minerals. What's your favourite one on this one? Topaz, citrine. What about for you, John?
Red garnet.
What month are you born? Oh, it doesn't matter. If he was going to say January, I would be like, well, that's your birthstone, but it's not. Anyway, so yeah, we've got loads of birthstones on here. So if you're a February baby like me, then this is your birthstone. Yeah, you've got your jade green on here, which is a gorgeous one as well. November babies, you're loving that too. So yes, we've got loads of different hues on there. The fact that you're getting the full set, so you don't even have to choose which ones you want. You can have them all. Then you've got them all here today for just £23.98. If you are someone who doesn't shy from shimmer, then I've got for you your Centura Pearl. We were talking earlier on about how fabulous this card is. It is beautifully soft and plain and white on the back, which means that if you do make a card with these, you can very simply fold it over, burnish it, and write on the inside of the card. Sometimes when you get cards like this, they're a little bit high shine on one side, so your pens slip and slide. Not with these ones, so just worth a mention. We have got for you 110 GSM, which means you have got a sturdy card there. Not too sturdy that you can't run it through the Gemini though, of course, because Gemini will run through pretty much anything. So it's a fabulous one. I've got a selection of colours here, all with this glorious element here. We have got for you your pumpkin colour. I have also got for you your platinum. I love the sheen on that one too. Then I've got your canary. We've got your very cherry, which I'm going to grab this out because I just don't think it does it justice in the packet. Do you know what this reminds me of? You know your bellies. Bellies?
Bellies?
Oh, you know your bellies. Actually, it does look a bit like my belly today, just because of what I'm wearing. But I mean, your berries at Christmas. That's what these make me think of. And don't forget, we have got hollyberry treats on the way for you. Got more Christmas stuff on the way. Keep your peepers peeled. I've got your mint green here and your baby pink. I've also got your lilac here. So you don't have to pick which colour you want because you get all of them. So all of them today for just £16 or $22.40 if you're platinum. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because you will know full well that to get a really high quality 310 GSM in particular, but with the added coating on it to give it that pearlescence, that price point of the original £27 is good for anyone. But the extra deal today is very special. Speaking of extra special, I tell you what, have you ever tried to carry 2 kilograms worth of flour without the bag just in your arm? No, you've never tried it. Me either. It's just an analogy. Because, and I will get to the point, because if you imagine trying to do that, it's going to be hard to hold on to, isn't it? I promise I am going somewhere. Are you on my train of thought? Because I'm bringing to you your heat-resistant acetate. This is as difficult as trying to hold on to 2 kilograms worth of flour in your arms without a bag. Because we get it in and it's on and then it's gone. So if you do love this, now is your chance. It is acetate. It is your clear material, of course, but this one is heat resist. So it means that if you've got things like embossing powders where you want to use your heat embossing, then you've absolutely got the chance to do that. On this, you can use it to colour in. You can use the likes of the metallic pens I just brought you over the top of these if you wanted to create like a stained glass feel. You've got all of that opportunity here. And the fact that I'm bringing to you 36 sheets in total for just £7.98. That to me is just add it to your order price point really, isn't it? Because last time I was on, we were actually trying to bring these as part of a bundle. We couldn't sell the bundle because they'd sold out, and that was weeks ago. So it's great that they're back in, but do seize the moment if you are even running low on those ones. How's your colouring going, Debbie?
Oh, I'm busy lost in my colouring, Becky. I bet everybody else is as well, because colouring's it is a lovely form of craft, it really is. And you can get lost in it. And like I said, you don't have to be really, really 100 precise. You know, like normally when we colour, we take us time, we get that, you know, that light shade and the dimension going, you know, you get your preserving your highlight and all those kind of things that you can do with your colouring. But these lovely designs, if you want to keep it nice and simple, just literally colour in using our tri-blends. Oh, do you know what I thought about those? Do you know how lovely those metallics would look on this? It's a completely different look it would give those. Now, I've done my 2 already, so I'm just going to turn these around. I've already done these 2, so I don't know how far everybody else is with, but I've just been busy carrying away while you were chatting, Becky. And I'm just making sure that I'm going back in, and if I'm not happy with anything, I'm just going to just literally add a little bit of extra onto there. But I've done my 2 small panels, and I'm nearly at finishing my larger panel here as well. So I'm just going to continue, Becky, if I may, to lay down my colour. I can't wait to see everybody's craft along, and even if you don't get it finished today, you know, in this show, don't worry. You can send us the pictures on tonight's Cartload show. We can have a little peek at that. We'll do a little segment there, so you can send it through to our socials, and we'll give you the address later where you can email yours in. But I have been seeing people, they come back to the craft along, which is what I love, where you can bookmark our craft along shows. And I've seen people doing things, and I saw one yesterday or today, I can't remember if I said it today or yesterday, where people have been using our craft along shows from previous and posting their makes on Facebook, on our Facebook pages, our social pages, where they've been posting their makes. And I love that. I do
lovely,
love that.
isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, we are all about education and inspiring you and trying, you know, getting you to try different things. Sometimes going out your comfort zone, sometimes keeping it nice and straightforward, just using things in a different way, perhaps for a change. So it's nice that we've got these bookmarks for you to go back to at any time and have a craft along at any time with us. So if you don't get it finished today, do not worry. Like we've said a couple of times now, it's a what was that, producer? Or was that? No, it's not a rush along, definitely not a rush along. That was coming from the gallery then, if you just wondered who I was talking to. It's not a rush along show, producer Georgina. It is indeed a craft along at your pace. Not anybody else's, not Mary next door or Jean over the other side of the pond.
Oh, not Jean.
No, I know, it's your pace. It's your real-time crafting too. And again, share your makes with us if you don't get it finished today. If you get it finished next week, next month, share your makes. We love to see the inspiration. We love to see your takes on it, because you might choose something different. Really looking forward to seeing our Susie T and our Jenny's versions. Both are fabulously talented ladies, as is everybody who comes on our Crafters TV shows, which again, I absolutely love. People coming along board and crafting along with us. I always get a bit of craft room envy, and let me tell you now, with Jenny and Susie T, I've got a bit of craft room envy going off again, because they look stunning, their backgrounds.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
They do.
But yes, I'm loving it that people join in with us. It's really lovely that you do get to join in with us.
Yeah.
Don't ever be afraid either, because we have got a fantastic team here at CTV where they make you feel at ease. And I know our lovely Debby Bamforth that joined us yesterday would 100% agree with me. We look after you. It's lovely to chat with you. There's no pressure. And any help that you need, you know, we're there to help. So if you do feel like joining in, then by all means, drop us a little line. And I'm sure that Nicola or producer Georgina will pop that on for us, where you can join, you know, pop us a little email and come and join us in. But yeah, absolutely. So
Fabulous.
Becky, I think I've done all my colouring. Do you know, sometimes I think I have to stand away. I think, Debbie, step away from the colouring. Stop. But I've done all my colouring.
Great.
Ready to go ahead with the next stage. So, Becky, I'm going to throw back to you for a minute.
Yes, absolutely do.
Yep, and we'll come back to composing this all together, but we're just going to want to add extra little elements to it as well. So I'm just going to just get ready for that bit, and then
Perfect.
we'll we'll carry on.
So whilst you're all colouring in whichever way you are, let's say a little hidey hi to some people. Mary is saying that she's going to do hers a little bit differently. She says, I think I'm going to do the die all 4 sides, all the way around.
Oh, yes, please.
It will look like lace, which is a huge obsession of mine, Mary. I am so on board with you. Yeah, it's great. It'll look really lacy. I'm thinking that might look quite nice with like a little you know, battery-powered candle, say, at the bottom of it or something.
Absolutely.
Could look quite nice, couldn't
and you
it?
could put a base on the bottom, Becky, as well. If you wanted to keep it
Great
upright
idea.
and solid, you could absolutely put a base on there. And I'll go through that with you in a moment when we finish to tell you the base that you probably need to hold it into place. For putting one on the bottom and the top, if you wanted to make it a really nice statement piece, absolutely, we can go
That's
through
a great
that in a moment.
idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Hello to Joanne saying this centrepiece would look really cool with the trees for Halloween. I did read that one earlier on. Totally agree. Panda said, I made a boo-boo. I had to cut another little piece as I forgot about the tab and cut upside down. Oh, I don't mind that. Could have been a bit quirky. You know,
Yeah,
roses grow
absolutely.
in different directions, but well done for sorting that out and fixing it. Hello, Joe. Say, I love following along when we're doing craft along. Oh, thanks for getting involved. Aisha is saying, Susie, about Susie T, that is more than generous of you to do that. Just another example of how great a family we are, because if you have just tuned in, one of our wonderful guests today, we'll chat to a little bit later, is going to give away the opportunity to get 4 of the wonderful dies. So all you have to do is get involved on social. One of you will be picked by the end of the show and we'll let you know who's won that. But it's really sweet of her, isn't it? Little love. I would check in on them, but they are both colouring away. I can see it. You can see heads down zen look on the face. You go, that's a colourer. So we'll give them a chance to catch up as well as you at home. Sandy says, I'm addicted to Crafters TV, Crafters Companion, and Totally Tiffany. Oh, I don't think you'll be alone in that one. Hey, up to Gail saying, hi everyone, love these crafters longs. It's nice to see people from home crafting. I agree with that, Gail, because it's almost like, I can imagine when you're all doing a craft along together, you can always feel the craft along energy. And it's quite nice too, isn't it, when we have our guests and you get to have a little nosy in their craft room. I like that. It's a little bit like, you know, when you've seen people interviewed, like celebrities interviewed at the moment from their own homes. I don't care what, you know, book they're pushing. I just want to know, you know, what's that on the bookshelf? Oh. Do you do the same, Debbie? Just have a good old background nosy.
Absolutely, have a little nosy around. Yeah. I'm never looking at what I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm always like this in the background. Absolutely, definitely.
Totally.
Definitely.
So if you do want to get your messages in, don't forget we will most certainly be picking a winner from that from some of you at home a little bit later on. We have already had some pictures sent in featuring this collection. They're not the craft along pieces, but they are featuring this collection. So if you fancy getting inspired whilst you're colouring in, let's do it. Hello to Wendy. Oh, Wendy.
Oh, that's beautiful. How gorgeous is that?
I love that. I love the colours that you've gone for in the forefront with the flowers. And I love that ombre sky effect. Do you know what that makes me think of? It makes me sort of think of walking, you know, in the forest, on a dog walk at night. You could almost imagine just seeing this wonderful, ethereal unicorn on its hind legs about to sort of trot off into the background. I think that looks magical, Wendy. I absolutely love that. Thanks so much for sending that in. As well as that, we've had another one in from Wendy. Oh, you've put some stags in.
That's beautiful as
love
well.
that one.
That's lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. Love that one, Wendy. Beautiful.
As well as that, we've got Carol Blackin, who's been working with these now. Well done, Carol. Carol managed to get the 2 that we have got none left of. So well done, Carol. Carol's sat at home. I've been mentioning we've run out of the roses by themselves and the butterflies. She sat there pretty thinking, look at my thank you cards. So well done to you. The way that you've coloured those in is incredible. They look really, really detailed. I love the texture in them again. Thank you so much for sending those ones in. They are phenomenal. Don't forget that if you are crafting along, even if you don't craft along to the very, very end, in the sense of maybe you're halfway through colouring, you're thinking, hey up, you know, have I got time? don't worry, take your time, relax. We will be saving this video for you, of course, so you can have a little look back at it at your leisure. But if you do want to send in some photos as we go on, you absolutely can, because we do love hearing from you. You just have to send them in to our studio email address, so get them into us that way. Debbie, I can hear some rattling.
Well, yes, because I did have on my little shopping list, but I don't know why it got missed off, but just using my clear overlay pen. If you haven't got a clear overlay pen, but you've got some of the sprays like the Pearl Diamond spray or iridescent spray, you could do this as well, where you could spray over. But I wanted to just give you a touch, a little hint of a little bit of glitter. And so I'm using my clear overlay and I'm just going over my alcohol markers, because of course with our clear overlay, absolutely you can do that, and it just adds a little shimmering touch. Like I said, if you wanted to spray, you could use one of the sprays and spray the entire part of your project. That would give it some real wow glitzy factor. Pearl Diamond is one of my favourites, Becky. Have you ever used it yet?
I've not.
Becky, you must.
Why is it one of your
Head over to the
favourites?
website, because we've got lots of, you know, those sprays. They're like glitter in a the glitter in a can, basically.
Yeah.
And they do create something really, just that finishing, oof. that lovely, honestly, Becky, that lovely bit of sparkle. But of course you can achieve that with our clear overlay pen. Check the website out though, see if they're in stock. They usually come in a pack of 3. And I'm pretty sure they're still in stock, but I'll get producer Georgina to have a little peek and we'll let you know. But this just is a great crystal clear overlay that you can add to your projects. Any colouring mediums as well, you can touch these over to add that little bit of shimmering sparkle. And when it dries, it dries absolutely beautiful, and it just gives it a lovely little finish. Of course, you could use your glossy highlights as well if you wanted to, and just pick pieces out. That little bit is down to you to do the decoration. So I'm just going to let that dry for a couple of seconds, Becky. I'm just going to wipe up my glitter that I've spilt everywhere. Just get that off there. But now we're going to get ready for the sticking stage. Just need a couple of seconds for that to dry though. And then if you just give me a couple of minutes, Becky, read a few more comments or perhaps go and check in with the ladies.
Yeah, we will.
I'll get ready and then we'll construct it, and then we'll add all the extra bits to pop this together.
Perfect. So just whilst we're letting you catch up again, let's catch up with our lovely ladies in America. So, Jenny, how are you getting on? Oh, wow.
Let me come in close, And I can't see from there. Let me have a look.
Oh, I see.
Whose are we looking at first?
Jenny's holding them up there, look.
Let me have a look. Oh, very nice.
I love the colours that you're going for on that one. You can definitely see those purples.
Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful.
And what products have you used to create that, Jenny?
That's the Tri-Blend brush markers. Boy, that's a tongue twister.
What is it that you love the most about those Tri-Blend markers?
Well, I love the way that they blend together, obviously, and I chose the purple blend, so it actually has the lighter color that almost looks pink, but when you blend them together, it just really makes it pop. It makes it look like there's a really deep color.
Yeah.
So they're not all exactly the same color in this particular pen, and I love that.
That's great. That's wonderful. Jenny, just in case anyone's not seen you on this show before, just remind us, what got you into crafting originally?
I've just always been a crafter. As a little kid, we always did things together as a family, crafting, making homemade things for Christmas, and so I just don't ever remember a time when I wasn't doing something creative.
And you've still got people in your family who love to craft?
Oh, absolutely. I craft with my mom and my sister-in-law and my daughter-in-law and my grandkids. So yeah, I stay busy crafting for sure.
I love that. Thank you, Jenny. Susie, how are you getting on with your craft along, please, my love?
Well, I colored feverishly too, and I'm using the fairies and the Tri-Blend.
Wow.
And
Isn't that lovely with fairies as well. That's beautiful, Susie.
I did
Absolutely
it,
gorgeous.
And I cut into my tab, like told me not to.
Oh, it'll still work though.
Yeah.
It'll still work, right?
Yeah, definitely. What made you go for those colours, Susie?
The peacock pad, I wanted to use paper from the peacock pad.
Perfect.
My all-time favorite, and I just bought some extra at the US warehouse sale.
Oh, fab. So you know it's all going to work in perfectly together.
I hope so.
Susie, just as a little reminder in case anyone is new to us today, what is it about crafting for you that you loved so much?
I love making cards and boxes and gifts for people. It's fun to send somebody a handmade card. They appreciate it so much.
I totally agree with you there. And if you think about it, it's so wonderful, isn't it, that you can raise a smile with something that you have made yourself. So it is absolutely so lovely. And Susie, what is it that you personally love about the center dies, the creator cards that we're using today?
Create-a-Card is my absolute favorite. I have these Totally Tiffany 5x7 boxes earlier. I have 4 of them filled with Create-a-Card. They make quick and easy cards, but they're so beautiful, and there's so many different ways you can use them.
This is the fabulous thing about it, isn't it? That you can use them in so many different ways. So that is the opportunity for you. If you want to treat yourself to the Create-a-Card, you've got the 5-piece collection there for you today. And really good price on that, right?
Absolutely.
So you should be getting them for $10 each, or more than that in dollars, obviously. Today, though, just $37.48 or $48.56. So we will catch up more with Susie and Jenny as we continue on. But how's your colouring going? Have you got it sorted? If you're only partially done, don't worry about it. We will catch up. But we are continuing with our make, aren't we?
We are indeed. Now, you're going to get your guillotine back out for this, and we're still not going to stick together just yet because we want to create as panels for the back of the cubes. So, choosing your pastel cardstock, what colour is it that you're going to go with? I'm already surmising what Susie's going to be chopping up and what Jenny's going to be chopping up. What colour have you gone with? So I've chosen 12x12 paper pad from our pastel range, and this time we're going to cut a couple of panels that are going to fit inside the cube. So for that we are going to cut 2 pieces at 3 1/4 inches by 10 1/4. So I'm going to make the longevity out of my cardstock here. I've taken it to the 3 1/4. I've popped that onto there, again 3 1/4, straight edge down, hold that into place and cut. And then we're going to cut this at 10 1/4. And this way means I get a little bit more out of my paper pad by choosing it this way.
Great.
That's one of the panels that's going to sit behind the cube, but I need this twice. So again, I'm going to go to 3 1/4, and the reason being is it's 1/4 inch down from the initial size that we did. And again, 10 1/4. And that now is our 2 panels that will sit onto your larger base, like so, okay? Now, we're then going to do our smaller pastel cuts that are going to fit on the inside of these. Now, we need to cut this 4 times, so you're going to cut this 4 times, and these are actually 3 1/4 inch squares. So this is a nice, easy one, this. So it's 3 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. That's one. We're going to do it again. Let's go into 3 1/4 mode. That is 2. And then another one at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, which is 3. And my last one, which I'm just going to chop into this second piece, but that doesn't matter because I'll be needing this for me extra little bit of decoration. At 3 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And that is our 4 panels that we are going to place on the inside of our panels. So I'll just repeat that again for you. So you're going to take your chosen inside your cube. And the measurements for these are, and I'll just lay them out so you can see them all. There we go. You've got 2 pieces that measure 10 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. That's 2 of those. And then our 4 pieces are 3¼ inch square, and that's going to go inside the cubes here, okay? So that's the bit that we're going to do. So we're going to get us glue, and we're going to stick these on the inside of the panel before we compose our box together. So this is when you'll need either your tacky glue or your all-purpose glue, and we're going to just place those onto the inside. You could be using pattern cardstock on here. Just think about your design, think about your colour so it doesn't clash, which is why I've chosen to use pastel colours for this, because nice plain doesn't distract from that gorgeous design of the die. But again, it's a personal choice. It's your craft along, it's your card, it's your make. It's entirely up to you what you're going to do. So I'm literally gonna just run all these pieces on, and we're gonna do this onto the 2 panel here. Best thing about the runny glue or the wet wiggle glue, or as we all know it's called all-purpose glue, is that it actually gives you the time to get it into its position without it, without going off skew with a little bit. You're not putting it onto this panel because this is the bit that's going to stick on the cube. So move that to one side, bring in your 2 panels, and that's when we're going to stick all of these 4 pieces onto our cube. Okay, so I want you to stick those down as well. There we go. So literally, that is all the gluing, all the sticking for now, all the colouring, and, well, not all the die cutting though, Becky, because we're going to cut some little butterflies out, or whatever it is that goes with your design, all right?
Perfect.
So literally, just going to pop these on. I put my excess glue because it's all purpose. I can get rid of it very quickly as well. Wiggle time to get it into place. There we are. And if you wanted, you could add little sentiments on the inside of those small cubes. It's entirely up to you how you decorate the inside of this. I love this style of card. It's always been one of my favourites, the cubes. Been doing it for quite a while now, for probably for past year. I did one for my daughter's birthday actually. So it's over a year now. I did one for her birthday last year. And absolutely people went nuts for it, so I brought it into one of the shows, but I haven't done it since. So I thought, you know what, craft along works perfectly with these beautiful panels, but just in a different way and slightly bigger than what I normally do. But again, let's just pop that on, and that now is ready for us to compose all of our cubes together. Great. And I think I'm just going to explain this, Becky, before we move on, because I can see you eagerly wanting to show something else. But what we need to do is we need to stick these 2 pieces together. And this is when you're going to use one of your tabs to the straight edge. So I'm just going to hold it there so you can visually see it. Tab, and that sticks onto the top. This is when your red liner tape plays a part in this. We do lots of different sizes in red liner tape. I'm going to go with my chunkier one, but just head over to the website again, and you'll see the different sizes on there. This is, I think, the deeper one. It just fits perfectly though, but you can use the smaller ones as well. And of course you could use your finger lift tape, your tacky glue for this. Tacky glue just needs a bit of extra, you need to give it a nice little, burnish with it. But I do believe, if I was remembering thinking, I think we're out of stock of tacky glue at the moment.
Oh, right,
so if you've got some, absolutely fine. Red liner tape, absolutely fine. But what we're just going to do is place that up to that first fold line, and I'm just going to take my time before I pop it down. Oh, little top tip. If you want to give it a bit of wiggle time, apply your all-purpose over the top. It gives you the wiggle time, but also the super strength then as well. Not only has it got red liner tape, which we all know is super strong, but it gives you the wiggle time to get it into place where it doesn't, and you can see it's not destroying design there. And then we're going to place the red liner tape onto the bottom flap, and again, like I said, you could use thicker or thinner, it's entirely up to you. And this forms your cube together. So we'll pop his cube, let's pop a little bit on there, and you're going to repeat that onto your other one. So you're going to repeat that again, and then we'll put the, we'll construct all of this together first, and then we'll do the final stage where we're going to add all the decoration to it. I'm just going to lift that off for a minute, Becky. In fact, you know what I've not done? I've not burnished it properly. That's why it's not coming off. Let's see if I can get that lifted. There we are. Easy way to fold this is fold that one in on itself. Sorry, fold that in on itself. Pop that one down with your tape and then fold it onto the top and it lines up perfectly. You're not having to do any messing about there, but that gives you that lovely pop-up cube. And that is your decorated part. So I'm going to repeat that again. Pop it onto your outside tab, so I'm doing it on the outside, so not the coloured base where the coloured is, I'm putting it onto the outside. Wait a minute, Debbie, get that right? Yeah, that's right, Debbie, outside. I have to talk it over in myself, Becky, because, you know, we make these projects a little bit in advance. We do write them down, but like I said, I gave me material list away, but forgot the instructions were on the back. Like a silly Billy that I am. But again, this is what we're going to do. Just use our red liner tape. We've got plenty of time, so we'll be okay with this. But we're just going to construct this, and then I'll show you how you put the big box together. But what we're just going to do for now is put all the cubes together. So again, we're going to place, and you can see the ends that you're going to do it on. So you're going to pop that onto that one, and then this one to this end, okay? So I'm just going to lift that off, place that onto the top, bearing in mind it has to go to that score line piece, and again, if you want to use the wiggle glue to get it into place, sorry, all-purpose glue to get it into place, you can do, and Debbie should have done because I've just realised that's just a little bit skew with. I might get away with it, Becky, I might get away with it. But pull that one down into itself, lift off your tape, and then fold that in. And there you go, that is your cube done. And then the larger one, exactly the same way. So we're taking the larger piece, but we're putting his tape on the outside panel, not on the inside, onto the outside panel. Again, tacky glue will work fine with this. You just need to leave it a little bit, maybe clip it together with some little pegs or something, or paper clips, until it's holding the glue in place. Finger lift tape will work on this. Your tape pen will work on this. And I'm just going to place one onto the outside panel of this too. And then we'll stick that cube together, and then we'll have a couple of minutes where I'm going to show you how to construct the box all together, and then we'll do the decorating part, okay? So I hope that's quite self-explanatory. But what we're going to do now is, can you see the straight edge? We're going to connect it to this one. So again, lift this up. Now for this long piece, I am going to say pop some wet glue onto it, because it gives you a bit of time to position it into place. So pop a little bit on, because that's a big coverage there to try and get that lined up, okay? So pop it on, place it up to the edge. In fact, Debbie's going to turn it this way to make it a bit easy for myself, Becky, if you don't mind. Of course. Just pop that on. And I'm going to just try and do it at the top to the bottom without skew whiffing. Or, what's the word? I'm not going to burnish it down into place until I'm 100% happy with where it's positioned. I'm just going to turn it over just on the inside. Yeah, oops. There we go. And now I'm ready to commit. There we go. And then exactly on the other side, make life easier. Pull it in. Literally, you don't have to put any wet glue on this bit because it will just fall into place. Lift off your tape. I'm just going to fold that in because I've gone a little bit skew with. There we go. And then fold that down, and you'll see that it fits perfectly where you've not actually got to worry about how you position that. Now that's your tall box. I'm going to put that up there. Tall box, two small boxes, two small cubes. So we've got two small cubes. We've got one large box, and we need just to put this together. Do you want a little couple of minutes just to recap before I stick it together, and then we'll get ready with all the extra embellishments, and that should just finish us nicely to the end of the show.
Great stuff. If you do want to grab the centerpieces, we had 19 of them left before. We don't know more, so do seize the moment on that because there's hardly any left, I have to say. As well as those centerpieces, we have also been real popular with our file. Now this is Totally Tiffany, and of course we think Totally Tiffany, we think of storage. Don't forget, Totally Tiffany Takeover coming up for you on Saturday at 7 UK time, so do pop that in your diary if you wish. The one that I'm bringing to you today is this one here. It's great because it fits beautifully on your shelf. You've got your little notation section here so that you can type on. You've also got your handle here so it's nice and easy to carry, and then flip it over at the front front, and you've got all of your expansion section in here. It does come flat packed. It's dead easy to set up. Really couldn't be much easier. If you can, you know, construct a box, you can construct this. And you have two different options. You have got the option for the magnetic sheets in this one. You're going to get 5 of them. This is what they look like. White on one side, black on the other. And you have got the flexibility here. That means if you wanted to pop a number of your different dies on, you can just stash them in here nicely in place and keep them all nice and tidy with those different elements. You can also, I would say, actually attach to them your stamps as well, because it's got that sticky edge, so you can actually use your stamps onto it. If you wanted to glue them on or whatever, then you could. Not just that, I've also got the other option, which is for this one, and this is for the storage card. So these have got the stickiness to them, so that means that you'll peel that away, place it on and peel it, pop it back over. And what that means is you've got the lovely tabs for ease of seeing in there, but also it means that you can keep things nice and collected. You're getting a set of 5 of these ones, including those adhesive tabs as well. So lots of different opportunities for you here. £7.50 only, which actually for the box by itself with the compartments is good, but to get the added extras is fabulous. So do seize the moment on that one. Another thing that we have been loving today is the Centura Pearl. This is a cardstock, which is one of our most popular cardstocks here. I'll go through the colours you're getting. In this, you're going to be getting your pumpkin. Oh, hey there, pumpkin. Hey there, cherry. Hi there, my little canary. That's a bit weirder. We've also got platinum for you. I've got mint green, baby pink, and you're getting lilac. Now you're going to be getting 10 sheets of each of these. And one thing that I thought I would mention to you is, of course, they have got this gorgeous pearlescence to them, but because they're such high quality, you may well think, oh, I'll only use them alone. But actually, at the price I'm giving you today, pair them up. So for example, this year's Pantone colour is your ultimate grey with your positivity of the yellow. This pairing is your colour of the year from Pantone, which is the Colour Institute. So these colours, basically, they're going to become more popular in fashion. That is a perfect pairing. Pair those together, you've got something really popping. Maybe you want to feel a little bit festive though. Well, pair your cherry with that platinum. And now look, I feel like we're getting a little bit Christmassy here, right? I feel like, or maybe if you've got any car dies, imagine doing a nice red car and having all of the metal elements to it, you know, like the, hang on, they're not called spokes on a car wheel, are they? What are they called? Alloys, that's the one. Oh yes, spokes on me car. I got it from the 1940s. Anyway, so yeah, you could pair those in maybe. I'm also loving the idea that you just use 3 of them all in together. Again, we wouldn't always do this with Centura Pearl because it can be quite costly. But with the amount of colours and that discount, why not go red, orange, yellow in a design, create like a sunset kind of vibe. You've got all the opportunities, but not the high cost. Today, I'm bringing to you all of that Centura Pearl, 90 sheets in total for just £20 or £28, which really is phenomenal. So you should have been doing a little bit of your sticking down, etc. Yeah, I am going to be announcing the winner of Susie's wonderful, thoughtful giveaway very, very shortly. Before that, though, let's continue on. Debbie, I'm back with you.
Right, so what we're going to do now, Becky, we've got all these cubes. I've been cutting a few butterflies out. Obviously, this bit is optional. You can add your own decorations. So it could be ribbon, it could be gems, all those kind of things that you can add to it. I'm just going to add some butterflies to mine because I think they look really nice on your roses. However, what we need to do now is pop this together. So for this reason being, I'm going to bring in the larger cube first. I'm going to flatten it. So I'm going to flatten that down. I'm going to give it a nice little extra burnish as well because we've stuck it together, but I just want to give it a nice, in fact, let me get a big one again. Let's pop that down and give it a nice big bold burnish there and hold that flat, because where we're going to stick these two pieces, it's really easy when you look at this, because we've got this gorgeous design, and it literally is going to be, we're sticking one on there and one on there. And to do that, how you would think about it, and I want you to think about this when you're sticking it on, because you've got to be careful how you pop it. If you stick it this way, you can see at the top you've got your plain bit. So the bit that you need to put your glue on is that plain bit, because that's the bit that will be on show when you lift it up. So just bearing in that mind, it goes onto that back panel here. So I'm just going to flatten that down, and I'm going to use my red liner tape for this. Again, you can use tacky glue. You can use your all-purpose glue for this bit as well. Because this is construction and I want it to, you know, I always say this, whenever I do anything with construction, I do actually use red liner tape. Every glue has a place and a time. Did we do the glue school together?
We did, yeah, on Sunday.
We had a little glue school, mini glue school, and the scoreboards as well, wasn't it? When we run out of time, and we said we could have done another 2 hours with lots of other things on there, because it just wasn't enough time to get everything covered that we wanted to get covered. Now I'm just literally going to place this. Now again, I am going to use a bit of runny glue. This is to help me position it into place. So I'm going to just go over the area with the tape. Now, when you're popping this on, bearing in mind, like I said to you, you need to think about the place where it's going to position. So I'm going to square it up a little bit, but it's going to go on the bottom part of here. So you're going to place it to the bottom score line here, onto that bottom panel and into this half here. So you can see this, just imagine it like this. There you go. It's going to place it here. And that's the best way I can describe it. Flatten it, pop it down, up to the butt of that line. Make sure it's nice and even. You got the wiggle time to get it into place before it actually commits to it sticking down. But there you go. I'm quite happy with that one. So I'm giving that a little burnish, and that bit is on. We're going to repeat that. Again, remember when you're popping this on, think about where you're positioning. If you were to position it, because naturally you think, oh, I'm going to put it there, but you're not, because you're going to have that plane. You want it on this part. So again, bearing in mind, that is where the glue is going to go. So I'm going to flatten it. So let's bring that up again. I'm going to flatten it onto here. We're going to pop our tape on, or your chosen glue. I always say we should have a little, like, just a crafty thing about what you use, like, because everybody has a different preference when it comes to glues. If you were to talk to Debbie Fish, she uses tacky glue for nearly on everything. She loves tacky glue. Jan's a bit like me. I use it for whatever difference, you know, whatever purpose I'm doing, and I think of it that way in what I'm using. But yeah, there's lots of Craig, God love him, be using these foam pads. But what we're going to do, Becky, is we're going to flatten, and we're going to now place that one on the same side, and it's going to go right down to that bottom and into the middle. Before I commit, because I've got my wet glue on there, I can actually wiggle it into position, get it right, and then burnish that down. You can do that just by flattening it, literally. And then when you bring this up, Becky, up it comes onto its legs. We'll come. Can we go to the front, please, Nicola, if we could? You just literally squeeze that out, flatten it down a bit, and that is the cube all done. And again, they fold up and they collapse, so it goes nice and flat. I'd love to see if anybody's done this little piece. I would love to see that. And of course, you could add some more cubes. You could repeat those cubes and had them where you've got a 4 cube, which I would have done, but I knew I couldn't get done in the 2 hours, Becky. And now all I'm going to do, Becky, is I'm going to add all my little butterflies and that into place. But I know we're running out of time, so I'm going to complete that. I know you want to go and see what Susie and Jenny have been up to, and we've still got the winner to announce as well. Indeed. So I hope you've enjoyed the craft along. I hope you've got finished. Do share with us on the socials. Can't wait to see your pictures. Join in later on the Cartload show, and we can see your lovely makes.
And speaking of lovely makes, hiya Jenny, how have you got on with yours? Where are you up to? Oh, wow.
Oh my, that's gorgeous. Right up my street, them colours as well, Jenny. I love that. Absolutely love it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Did you enjoy crafting along today, Jenny?
Oh, I loved it. I'm going to use this a lot because this is a lot of fun.
Oh.
Did you make that for anyone in mind? Can you think of anyone who would love that, who might be the owner of it?
I can't think of anyone yet, but I'm going to personalize it once I decide who it's going to.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's definitely one to keep on the side. It's absolutely beautiful. Jenny, as always, thank you so much for joining us. Are you, have you got a show coming up with us anytime soon?
I do actually on Saturday for the Build a Bouquet.
Perfect. Oh, great, Jenny. Then we will definitely be finding you there. As always, lovely to speak to you, Jenny.
Thank you so much.
We've also had Susie on with us today. How have you got on, Susie? Whoa.
Woohoo! Look at that one.
I love that. We wouldn't have been
it.
able to tell, Susie. We wouldn't have been able to tell. This is a great set of colours. Actually, you and Jenny gone for similar colours.
Yeah.
They're wonderful.
You just don't have the purple hair. I'm jealous.
I know, right? I know, me too.
I think we all are, Susie. We all want Jenny's hair. It's beautiful.
Agree with you. Now, Susie, you were very kind earlier on and said that you would give us a giveaway. So you've got 4, haven't you, to show us?
I've got 4.
So
They are the ones that came from HSM.
and you've got 4 of them there, and the lovely Susie loved them so much she ended up getting them twice. So
I bought them twice, yes, from Crafters and from HSN, because I wanted the auto ships.
that is true love. And what Susie's doing is she's giving them away. And Susie, I have the name of a winner for your wonderful giveaway, and the winner is Diane Cook.
Woo!
Yay. Congratulations, Diane Cook. I will put them in the mail tomorrow.
That is wonderful. Diane, if you would just email us prizes@crafterscompanion.com, that would be great. All of the info there as to how you can get involved. Susie, have you got any shows booked in with us coming up soon?
I don't. This is my last one for a while.
No!
Everybody, I'll fill in anytime you need me. I love it.
Oh, you're such a love. Susie, thank you so much as always. It's always such a pleasure to work with you.
Thank you. Bye, Debbie. Bye, Debbie.
We'll see you very, very soon. Debbie, thank you so much for that fabulous craft along.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just blinging it all up now. I'm getting on my little bling and on my little extra details. So I'm actually just finishing this off. But yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you all later with Cartload with you, Becky.
Oh, we have got some absolute bargains on that coming up for you soon. For now, though, enjoy the rest of your craft along. Get those pictures in. We may well show them later on. You've been fabulous as always. Myself and Debbie are going to see you for bargains in about 2 hours.